On paper, Tyla has everything a label wants in a pop star. A pretty voice that can adapt to a wide array of genres and radio formats, smooth and competent dancing abilities that can spice up music videos and wow a live audience, and not to mention, she's very easy on the eyes. This formula has catapulted Tyla to pop stardom in her home country of South Africa and has brought her a global audience. Most artists dream of blowing up in their respective countries, so the fact Tyla did it so quickly is commendable. The only thing is, Tyla isn't signed to a South African record label. She's signed to Epic Records, an American-based record label. That means her label has expectations of her also doing well with an American audience. And in a number of ways, she absolutely has. Her debut single in the States, Water, was inescapable for a good portion of 2023 and went on to spend 28 weeks in the Billboard Hot 100 Top 10. She also won Best African Music Performance for the song at the 2024 Grammys. Some have even suggested that she's the heir to Rihanna's vacant pop throne. That's an American market debut every artist dreams of. Unfortunately, it seems that Tyla is struggling to maintain her momentum on the American pop charts. 3 additional singles have been released from her self-titled debut album, and only one has managed to chart on the Hot 100, reaching a disappointing peak of number 88. Some suggest that her amapiano rooted sound is generally unappealing to American audiences. But I wonder if there's more to the story. Ever since Tyla made her American debut, controversy has followed her. She's received incessant backlash for things such as her racial identity, awkward public encounters, live performances, and the narrative being spread that she's quote-unquote uppity and arrogant. Some people believe that all publicity is good publicity. But could this publicity be ruining Tyla's chances of becoming a main pop girl in America? Yo, what's up guys? Thank you so much for joining me. What really has interested me about Tyla is the amount of vitriol and backlash that she seems to get for really the smallest of things. Recently, Tyla performed at Coachella. Her outfit reminded a lot of people of Britney Spears' 2001 VMA outfit. Tyla saw people talking about it online, so she got online and she clarified that while she loves Britney Spears' outfit was not an inspiration for her outfit. People did not take this kindly. She ended up getting a lot of backlash, and these days, in America at least, it seems like Tyla has way more negative headlines than she does positive ones or people looking forward to her music. So I started thinking, why does it seem like Tyla is struggling with American audiences? And I came up with a few possible reasons. As always, timestamps are available for the parts that may interest you. My first theory revolves around Tyla's personality and American expectations of women in pop music. Tyla typically comes across as self-assured, very confident, and sometimes borderline cocky.
Drake, I was low-key waiting for him because I knew, hey, he's gonna come. So I was waiting for that follow and hey, he was there.
In American culture, we typically expect our women in pop to come across as sweet and demure. Unless you're a female rapper, knowing you're the ish and flaunting it is typically looked down upon. That kind of behavior is considered something women artists have to quote unquote earn after years of sustained success. And in many people's eyes, Tyla hasn't earned the right yet to be cocky or overly confident. If Tyla was a male artist who acted the exact same way, I highly doubt as many people would take issue with the way that she acts. Male artists, regardless of gender, are given more leeway to express cockiness and sometimes arrogance, and it's considered perfectly fine. And in some cases, it's even seen as being attractive. My next theory as to why Tyla seems to be struggling with American audiences revolves around Black Americans. In this country, I've noticed that the vast majority of Black or Black-looking artists that want to go mainstream have to first get the cosign from Black Americans. Once Black Americans cosign an artist, the chances of that artist going mainstream and mainstream audiences accepting them increases. For example, when Drake first came on the scene, he ingratiated himself with Black American women. And once Black American women started supporting his music and rocking with him, that led to other audiences and a wider demographic checking him out. Since Tyla arrived on the American music scene, her team has heavily marketed and pushed her towards Black audiences, and it seems like she's been met with resistance. I think that's for a few reasons. There are Black people that take issue with the fact that she identifies as colored and don't understand that where she's from, that's not a derogatory term like it is here in America. Also, her Breakfast Club interview where she refused to answer Charlamagne's question about race dynamics in her country versus in America pissed off a lot of people.
School me on these debates that they be having about your identity as a South African colored person. What does that even mean?
Can we not? Por favor.
Oh, I like that. We keeping that in the interview too.
I'm not gonna lie, the fact that she outright refused to answer the question wasn't a good look, but in her defense, if she had said something bad or that people considered stupid, people would have eaten her up and would have been like, if you was gonna say something stupid, you should have said nothing at all. I've also heard the narrative that Tyla sees herself as being above black people, but simultaneously wanting our support. Some people use her awkward VMA award acceptance moment as proof that she sees herself being above black people because she asked the black presenters to hold her award for her.
You guys know me and holding awards. I'm not strong enough. Use this. Are you able to offer me?
Personally, I think that's a reach, but we know how the internet is. Once a narrative starts spreading, it's kind of hard to squash it. The final reason is that a lot of black women are tired of ambiguous women being heavily marketed and pushed towards them with the expectation that black women will support them. Meanwhile, a lot of unambiguous black women artists are basically ignored and unpromoted by the industry and forced to fend for themselves. All throughout the 2010s, ambiguous and non-black women were heavily promoted in black genres such as hip hop and R&B. It seemed like unambiguous black women were being erased from the genres they helped pioneer, while lighter-skinned women were deemed the acceptable replacements. And honestly, a lot of black people are fed up with that and are very reluctant to accept a non-black ambiguous woman into our spaces. My last theory on why Tyla seems to be struggling with American audiences is just that she probably just needs a new sound and more time. Personally, I like Tyla's I'm a Piano sound, but the truth is if she wants more mainstream success, she's probably going to have to switch it up and incorporate new sounds at some point. I'm not saying that she has to completely ditch her I'm a Piano roots, but she's gonna have to go for something more mainstream. The thing is, I don't exactly know what a more mainstream Tyla sound would be. Tate McRae currently has this like mid-2000s Pussycat Dolls, Nelly Furtado loose sound. And honestly, I could kind of see Tyla doing something like that. She kind of already has that Sex Kitten, sensual Nicole Scherzinger kind of sex appeal. So a mid-2000s urban soundscape, I could see her pulling off. If you were on Tyla's team and had a say in her sound, what kind of sound would you think would help her grow her audience? And like I said, ultimately, Tyla probably just needs more time, and her label probably has to be willing to play the long game with her. More than ever, people's attention spans is super divided. We don't have a monoculture anymore when it comes to music. Everybody is split up in their own subcultures and niches of music they like. I think the days of artists having breakthrough blow up eras on their first era is basically over. In the 90s and 80s, you had people like Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston, where on their first album, they're coming out going multi-platinum diamond, having their first 3, 4, 5 singles hitting #1. And overall, I think those days are kind of behind us. I mean, just look at somebody like Sabrina Carpenter. It took Sabrina Carpenter, what, 5 or 6 albums before she had a huge hit with Espresso, and Short and Sweet ended up being her breakthrough album. And keep in mind, Sabrina Carpenter is somebody that comes from the Disney world and had a locked in Disney audience. So the fact that somebody like Sabrina Carpenter, who is a white woman making pop music, had a Disney audience, something the industry loves, it took her 5 albums to break through and become a main pop girl. So yeah, guys, those overall are my theories as to why Tyla seems to be struggling more in the US, and I'm really curious as to what you guys think. Do you disagree with any of the statements that I made? Do you think that there are other things that I didn't mention as to why she's struggling at the moment? And like I said, I'm curious as to what you think the sound Tyla should adopt going forward to attract a bigger mainstream audience. If you guys like this video, I kindly ask that you like and subscribe as it helps my channel grow. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one.